Behringer? Behringer. Behringer, Behringer. Anyway, it's here. Hi, Jason here from Thomann Synthesizers, and today we are looking at the eagerly awaited Behringer K-2. It's pretty much flown off the shelves at great speed. The Behringer K-2 is in fact a clone of the MS-20, if you didn't already know that. The MS-20 was made by Korg from 1978 to 1983. Then it lay dormant, and in 2013, Korg resurrected it in a slightly miniaturized version, actually 86% the size of the original. I guess that's to accommodate the mini keys that they might have had. We're going to listen to both, one after the other, and laid on top of each other, and maybe you can decide which you like the sound of better. Let's talk about the differences. The obvious difference is that the Korg MS-20 Mini has a keyboard and is very much physically like the original. The Behringer is in fact in its standard kind of desktop format, which you can also lift out of there and place in a Eurorack. Both are USB enabled, class compliant. Behringer has a MIDI in and a MIDI through. Korg just has a MIDI in. So I've connected up the MS-20 to the K2 using the CV and gate outputs of the MS-20 to the CV and gate inputs of the K2 to allow me to play both from the same keyboard, to allow you to hear both sounds independently and together played at the same time. I hope that helps. Let's delve in and have a listen to the oscillators. So this is now the triangle on the Korg at 8 foot. That's the Behringer, and together in each side of your headphones, hopefully you're wearing headphones. They sound nice together here. Okay, that's that one. Okay, switching it up to reverse saw. Okay, beefy. Let's get that cleaner showing. Square, with the ability to alter the width of the pulse. Okay, so far I think very similar. There might be a little bit of phasing, and finally, noise. Okay, so Oscillator 2, reverse saw. Now I think, on the whole, I think the Behringer might be a little bit brighter together. That tune, that is definitely, you can hear the tune. I'm going to try and tune it. Yeah, it's softer. I think the Korg oscillators are slightly softer, and the Behringer sounds a little bit brighter. Pulse now. It's a cheerful waveform, isn't it? The pulse, the happiest of all waveforms, the pulse. Magnificent, thank you. And a narrower pulse. It gives you two options, I like that. Oh, that's the saddest. From cheerful to sad there. A little sad little waveform. Yep, that to my ears that sounds brighter. Okay, so ring. Oh, hang on, we haven't played them together. The MS-20 has one filter type, which I believe is the original Korg one, which is slightly hissy and definitely more squealy. The Behringer has a switch between the original filter and the second filter as used later. I'm going to select the saw wave and we're going to try and make it squeal. Okay, that's without any peak or resonance. Just off the bat, I think the range of this filter goes a little lower. So it loses audibility at 1, 2 it comes in, 3 getting louder. Okay, so I think the range is bigger. Let's go and do the same thing from here. I think where it is on 1.5, or just 1 1/3 maybe, is about where it is on 2 with the Korg. So the range I think is a little bit bigger, certainly the lower end of the frequency range. Okay, let's ramp up the peak. Let's make this thing squeal. Okay, warning, headphones lower. Goes right down there. But the harmonics that you get with that filter, like nothing else, like nothing else. Okay, let's see what the Korg does with it though, okay? So peak all the way up. I don't know really, I kind of like them. They've both got a slightly different character, but there's nothing wrong with either of them. You can both will give you that squeal. There, isn't it? It's like... Sorry, I'm just gonna put some LFO on it. Okay, that's kind of nice. Okay, let's do the same on this one. Secondary filter. So if you're not familiar with the MS-20, then it also has, to go with a low-pass filter, a high-pass filter. A high-pass filter just does what it says. The harmonics. Okay, so let's try and replicate exactly the same settings. That's going to send any dog within a 10-meter radius up the wall. So use with caution. It's different, isn't it? They are different. They are different. Oscillators, filters, a little bit of enveloping, do you think? I would say ever so slightly the Korg is slightly snappier. What do you think? What do you think of all of my thoughts on this? Comments below, come and join the party. So let's get into some sound design. I went straight to Korg's website to download the manual for this, the MS-20 Mini, and found in amongst it a patch sheet for the original MS-20 from 1978. So this is really some old school sound design. So I am going to set up a sound on each of these from the original manual. Join me with synthesizer 1, and I shall read from the manual. Raise the VCO2 pitch to the 3rd degree above VOC1. I suspect that's a typo. VCO1. In other words, raise it to me if VCO1 is due. Nice, isn't it? Download it. Even if you've already got one of these, download it. If you haven't already, you might have done. Right, let's drop the octave on Oscillator 1 and see what happens when we get a bit deeper. Right, pretty dark. Let's get in some modulation and let's add some LFO into the high pass filter. It sounds suitably vintage and probably earlier in the decade than the later parts. That's nice, I like that. Okay, so what does it sound like on the K-2? Together. So there we are, a little bit of a look of sound design, and I think that's pretty much giving you an overall appreciation for the differences between these two synths. There's definitely a softness to this, which gives it a slightly different character to the K-2. Now, talking about differences, as someone who, I used to own a Korg MS-20 many years ago, and I enjoyed the panel being sort of very vertical, almost like the old mini mode. But this feels more like you're playing the vintage instrument. This sounds like the vintage instrument. It's up to you which one you like over the other. I think there's something nice to be said about both. Also, whilst looking through the sounds, I noticed after synthesizer 1, 2, 3, I found this little beauty. Guitar synthesizer. Now, let's try that. Don't know how usable that is. Let's see what the Behringer does. Let's get the sound set up on this then. Oh yeah, that's much more like it. That's amazing. So guitar players, this costs a little bit more than a Strymon Big Sky. For that purpose, the Behringer wins. There it is, some sounds made with a guitar and made with the keyboards. Hope you've got an understanding of the sounds that these beauties are capable of independently. So, we're going to play out with something a little bit interesting because the Behringer K-2 is polychainable. 16 notes can be played together, so 16-note polyphony polychain. So obviously at 320 euros each or something like that lines, that will give you some money. You get some change. Anyway, just going to link them together with MIDI, and we're going to have a 6 oscillator K2 mammoth fat mono sound to play you out. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and enjoy. And until next time, cheery bye. 1 arpeggiator, 3 K2s, 6 oscillators. Fed 1 oscillator at a time, square, reverse saw per K2. See you in the next one.